Chariot of Doom Chapter 1, I come from the end. Okay, that's all for today's class. Get out of class is over. As this voice sounded, there were humming noises around me. Ye Hao, get up, get out of class is over. Suddenly, someone pushed Ye Hao. Ye Hao opened his eyes with a bewildered look and glanced around. This is, before the end? Reborn? Ye Hao clearly remembered that he was obviously bitten off by the giant mutant dog's carotid artery and fell into the wilderness, but now, he seems to be reborn. He quickly touched his carotid artery. It was intact as before, without the slightest wound, and the sight in front of him was no longer filled with blood. Then he looked carefully around again to make sure that he really came to the end. Before the doomsday? Rebirth? Ye Hao, are you afraid of sleeping, stupid? What the doomsday? Get out of class is over, go back and play too. Yeah, get up quickly, the cafeteria will be full soon, don't stand in the way of us. There were bursts of laughter and noisy discussions around. All of this is so familiar and unfamiliar. For those in the doomsday, being able to go back to the doomsday is their biggest dream. What time is it now? What year and month is it? Ignoring the laughter of the surrounding people, Ye Hao frantically asked the surrounding people about the current time. What year and month? Ye Hao, you won't sleep, stupid, right? It's June 20th, 2018. I'm afraid I've read too much through novels, haha. Ye Hao, the invincible grandfather, or has the system appeared? The people around looked at Ye Hao like a fool, and some even burst into laughter directly. However, Ye Hao completely ignored this, and kept talking about it all alone. On June 20th, 2018, the doomsday broke out around New Year's Day in 2019, which means that there is still about half a year before the doomsday comes. Ye Hao's brain was spinning frantically, trying to sort out everything. He still clearly remembered that after the end of the day, the sky full of haze, and the day that was always listlessly hanging in the sky. The doomsday eruption was very sudden, without the slightest warning, but the sky was extremely gloomy, and there were a large gray area everywhere, covering all the sun. When the sun reappeared, it had become a blood day. As far as the eyes could be seen on the earth, corpses were everywhere, and the whole planet was stained with blood. At the very beginning, zombies appeared, madly biting the crowd around him, father biting his son, husband biting his wife, and within half a year, the originally orderly and brightly lit planet plunged into complete darkness. The orderly, total collapse, and the development of the forest that is the only truth in the world. Fortunately, Ye Hao survived the doomsday outbreak, and lived a life of fear every day, not only worried about the threat posed by zombies, but also worried about the threat posed by mutant beasts and humans' own kind. It means that you have to keep one eye open even when you are sleeping, otherwise it is likely that you have lost the opportunity to open your eyes again. About a year after the doomsday broke out, humans discovered a large number of mutant beasts. Ants as big as a Coke bottle, terrestrial dogs as big as bulls, weird trees that can eat people, mosquitoes with a blood hole in one bite, and mammoths as huge as great white sharks. Human living space has been compressed to the extreme. Humans in extreme panic gradually lost their moral standards and humanity in the end of the world. They can sell everything for a clean mouthful of water and a piece of bread. Even at special times, human flesh has become a good ration. After the doomsday came, Ye Hao survived for 5 years. When he was out on an expedition for the last time, he was attacked by a mutated giant bulldog, which ended his life and his teammates. At the last moment of his death, also no one looked back at him, let alone save him. Shaking his head, Ye Hao got rid of the scene in the apocalypse. With his divergent eyes, he looked around again. At this time, the surrounding scene had changed, and he came to the dining hall. Ye Hao, you haven't gotten over yet? You can really sleep, okay, let's eat, I'll call you over. The big-head oldly glanced at Ye Hao, then he flipped over the meal he had just hit, frowned and complained. It's such a terrible thing. Sooner or later, Lao Tzu will catch the cafeteria boss and let him taste it. Are these things eaten by humans? However, Ye Hao's whole body was violently ups and downs, and he looked very excited. Clean food, steaming meals? Just for a moment, he quickly swept the food in front of him. Fuck, why can you still eat such a terrible thing? Are you leaving a little bit for labor and capital? Oldly, the big head sitting opposite Ye Hao, roared. Just a while ago, Ye Hao ate all the 3 dishes and 2 bowls of rice in front of him, and even one of the 2 bowls of rice belonged to the big headly himself, but Ye Hao snatched it over and ate it. Up! It's delicious, it's so delicious, this taste is so fragrant. Ye Hao's eyes were red, and he cried. He really cried. The latest chapter address of the Chariot of the Doomsday.